Hello friends, welcome to our fourth lecture in series for PHP, a complete guide for beginners. In this we will be discussing and talking about operators, various kinds of operators in PHP. Let's get started. Essentially, in any coding language, you will be dealing with variables. Similar is the case on PHP. Different variables, different values, and you would want to do certain operations on them. There would be times where you want to compare two different variables and then take an action based on how they stack to each other. There would be times where you would need intensive mathematical calculations or date calculations, and you would rely on these operators. Majorly, I would say there are arithmetic operators, assignment operators, and comparison operators. And don't worry for now if it's too overwhelming. We'll go bit by bit in detail. We will cover our theory first, and then we'll take you to Sandbox, where we will try to see these various operators in action. Let's talk about arithmetic operators first. So basic, as very evident, is plus, minus, product, which is denoted by asterisk, and forward slash, which is for division. Then we have modulus, which is denoted by a percent sign, which is nothing but a remainder between two values. If you divide two values, what would be the remainder? That is given by this mod operator. And then we have exponentiation, which is denoted by double asterisk, which tells us any number is raised to another number, what would be the end result. So if you want to find a cube of a certain number, you would rely on exponentiation operator. For assignment, we have, strictly speaking, equal to operator. When you want to assign a value from one variable to another, or a value to a certain variable, you will rely on assignment operator. Here you could see that we assigned x as x plus y. We can also denote in PHP as a short form the same thing. We can denote as x plus equal to y. And similarly, we can do the same for minus, product, division, etc. We could have done x minus equal to y, which would really mean x is equals to x minus y, or we could have done x asterisk equal to y, which would mean x is equals to x product y. Now these are the comparison operators which we have at our disposal in PHP. The first one is equal to operator, which is denoted by double equal to sign. So it returns a true value when the two operands are same. We compare a condition. If that condition holds good, we execute a block of code. That's where comparison operators come into play. Identical operator is similar to equal operator. The only difference is here it returns true when both operands are same, and also their data type is same. In PHP we have different data types like integer, float, string. So if you have a variable where you store 4 as an integer, and then you have another float variable where you store 4.0, then it won't return the same value, not equal to. This is a operator where you check whether the two operands are same or not. Similarly, not identical, which is denoted by, not identical is denoted by exclamation and double equal to signs. Here it returns true if x is not equal to y, or they are not of the same type. So it's absolute reverse of identical operator. Oftentimes we'll have situations where we will increment a certain number. Pre-increment is it increases this variable x by 1 and returns the value. Post increment is denoted by a variable followed by consecutive plus signs. The difference in post increment to pre increment is that in post increment it returns x first and then increments the value by 1. Predecrement is reverse of that. It decreases value of x by 1 and then returns it. Post decrement, it returns value of x and then reduces by 1. So logical operators are like comparison operators, and they are used to compare or bind together different comparisons. If you are comparing, for example, here and or double ampersand is for the AND operator. So this AND or double ampersand will be used to combine various conditions. Like we see example here, if x variable is equal to y and y is less than z. So these two conditions, which were separate conditions, are combined by this logical operator AND. We could have also written double ampersand here. Similarly, OR operator uses OR or double pipes. So we could write if x is equal to y or y is greater than z, then only you execute or return a true value. XOR, XOR is an operator where it will return true if either of this condition or this condition is true, but not both. So there can be situation where you want to ensure that if one of these is true, then you execute a certain part of code, but never when both are true. For that, you will utilize XOR. And then we have a NOT operator. So NOT operator is working on a condition. NOT basically reverses the condition what you have specified. We have some string operators here. Concatenation or period is the string concatenate operator. We utilize this operator for combining two different strings. So there are two variables, text1 and text2, and $text1 first variable dot $text2 is essentially combining or concatenating these two variables. Then we have concatenation assignment. We are doing text1 is equals to text1 dot text2. So this is a short form, like how we did earlier, how we saw earlier for arithmetic operators. Similarly, this is nothing but it's assigning concatenation of $text1 with $text2 to $text1. So this could very well be written as text1 is equals to text1 dot text2. Then we have a ternary operator. This is used to evaluate condition and execute either this or that. Expression is evaluated. So let's talk about operator first. So operator is denoted by question mark colon, and how it is used is here. Expression 1 is evaluated question mark, and if this expression returns a true value, expression true is returned colon. If it returns a false value, or then expression 3 is returned. So $x will be assigned expression 2 if expression 1 holds good. It will be assigned expression 3 if expression 1 is false. When we do an example in our sandbox, it will become more clear to you. So let's go to our sandbox. Let me go to Finder window, and if you see lamp htdocs sandbox operator, so this is the file. Let us try to open our browser and open this file. Sandbox operators.php. So the first thing here is we have defined a constant how we did in our earlier sandboxes. for break tag in HTML as br, and if we have defined three variables here, x is an integer with 90 as a value, y is an integer with 80, and z as an integer with 3. First thing we want to check is the modulus operator. So x mod y, so 90 divided by y, what would be the remainder? We know it would be 10. Let's try to decipher this code now. Echo variable value for x will be displayed, followed by a string. So we concatenated here the value of x with percent, because we want to show that which operator we are using. Then we concatenated the value of variable y. Then we concatenated the string is here. And then we concatenated $x variable x mod variable y. Then we concatenated a break tag from our constant here. So if you see here, we are trying to utilize the concatenate operator, and this is the placeholder where we are doing the actual mod operation, $x mod $y. So the answer should be 10, and if you see our sandbox, 90 mod 80 is 10. So this echo statement $x 90 concatenated with the string percent, concatenated with second variable 80, string again is, here we are doing the actual mod calculation x mod y, which is 10, and then a break tag. Let's now see exponent. Absolutely same code. X replaced percentage to denote by double asterisk, and variable z, which is 3. So we are finding a cube of 90. This is where we are trying to do this cube of 90 exponent to 3 and a break tag. So if you see here, we have 90 displayed operator, exponential operator. Second variable value is 72900. So this is an assignment sample, x is equals to x plus y, pretty straightforward, and we are echoing the value of x after we total x and y. So we know 90 and 80 is 170. Comparison operators, we compare two values x and y, and x and y are same or x and y are different. In our case, we know answer, x and y are different. Increment, we concatenate the break tag and we are incrementing x by 1, and then we are trying to display again value of x. So here we should see that x is increased and displayed, and then x is displayed again. So 2 times we see it was 170 earlier, here we incremented it. You know this is the pre-increment operator. Now let me try to change it to post-increment operator, and it would be interesting to see. So now it should echo 170, the old value, and then incremented by 171, and the second statement should display 171. Let's try to refresh it. So as we expected, it's a post increment operator. First it displays 170, the present value, then this operator increases x by 1, which is 171, and in the next statement simply we are trying to display the value of x. So we see 171. Now let's move on to concatenate strings. So here I have defined two separate string variables. First one is assigned as this is combination space. Second one of two text variables. Concatenate operator is used to combine these two variables and concatenate it further by a break tag. So echo $text1 dot text2 dot br. So if you see, this is combination of two text variables. So our two different variable values are joined together seamlessly. Here, last but not the least, finally we will speak about ternary operator. Echo $x is $x, echo $y is $y. So here we are trying to display value of x and y, and then this is where ternary operator is used. If x is greater than y, then it will return a string x, $x is greater than $y. Else it will return a string $x is not greater than $y. And then we are combining the output of this ternary operator with a break tag. So in our case, $x is greater than $y. So my intention of displaying $x here and $y here is to tell you that what is the value which is currently stored in $x and $y, and then we utilize the ternary operator here to show and evaluate the expression $x is greater than $y. I would strongly recommend to you use the sandbox file and try to play with assigning different values to these variables, and what we see here in the code. Until and unless you do it with your hands, it will be little bit difficult for you to grasp. But once you do all of these operators with your hands, I can assure you, you will be good and the concepts will be more clearer to you as we move along. Thanks very much, and I will see you in our next lecture on PHP conditional statements and switches. See you there.